Hi again. Today is Thursday, the 17th of Jan 19, and today I just thought I'd do a little bit about comfort, and is comfort a good thing, a bad thing? I'll try and keep this a little bit shorter. One of my loyal subscribers, who also happens to be my husband, suggested I might make some of the videos a little bit shorter because some of them are quite long, so he's probably got a point there. And maybe I'll do a mixture of some longer ones and some shorter ones. So let's just see how this goes. But anyway, yeah, I was thinking about it because I remember a conversation I had quite a long time ago, actually, with someone who lives near me. And so she doesn't have a faith at all. And we don't see each other very often, but usually it's like at a Christmas party or something. But it's funny because every time I see her, we'll very often have a discussion about my faith, and she will bring it up. So she was just saying to me this time that, you know, her life is very good. She said, I've got a lovely house, I've got a great job, I've got a good family, I've got kind of everything I need. So, you know, my kids are, well, they're grown up, they're working now, they're doing well. Her elderly her elderly parents even are still really healthy, and it's all good. So she's like, why would I need God in the midst of all of that when actually stuff's really good? And I can't remember my exact answer, to be honest, but I kind of said, well, it's, you know, there's more than that. Like, if you believe that this isn't all there is, then you know, we're speaking about something entirely different here. And I honestly can't remember the conversation, but anyway, the main thing was that it was that conversation that got me thinking about that very thing, about comfort. You know, is comfort good for us or not? And there's so much spoken about suffering, and, you know, lots of people struggle with that. How could a good God allow suffering? Things like that, which this kind of touches on as well. But it was the comfort part. So first off, I was going to just read some verses, which are verses showing that actually God, you know, is a God of comfort and provision and blessing. So we suggest that comfort in and of itself is not a bad thing. So obvious verses like Jeremiah 29:11, you know, I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. And also, now I had those I had those verses on my phone, and I'm using my phone to video. So if you bear with me, Matthew 7:11, which says, Matthew 7:11, it says, if you then who are evil know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good things to those who ask him? Right? And John 10:10, which is, you know, I've come to give you life, and life in all its fullness. Malachi 3:10, which is one from the Old Testament that very often we speak about when we're speaking about tithing, giving, is, you know, bring everything into the storehouse, bring your tithe into the storehouse, I should say. And, you know, see if I don't flood your barns. Oh my goodness, I should have looked it up. But it's about God blessing and providing, you know, if we are obedient in the whole tithing thing and giving thing, which I can speak about another time. So, and yeah, Psalm 34:8, sorry about this. Psalm 34:8, which is another verse about blessing. And it says, taste and see that the Lord is good. How happy is the person who takes refuge in him. You who are his holy ones, fear the Lord, for those who fear him lack nothing. So I guess we're looking at what is comfort. You know, are we speaking about being materially comfortable? Is comfort lacking? Is comfort being, you know, completely pain-free, no suffering, everything perfect? Is that what it means? I don't know. I mean, from these verses, I think we can be in comfort while going through difficult things, if that makes sense. I think being too comfortable can be a bad thing. I think it can be a distraction. So what I found, especially living around here, because I live in a really nice area, you know, just outside of London, you know, there's different people here, but a lot of people are well off and things. And what I find is that what people do if there's something difficult or challenging is very often, well, they have so many options, right? So very often, right, let's move house, let's buy a new car, maybe let's go on holiday, just have an extra holiday this year, let's go shopping. You know, it can be things like, it can be small things though, like I just want to kind of switch off, so I'm just going to, you know, I'm going to go home and watch box set on Netflix tonight. I've had it. Or I'm just going to go home and have a couple of glasses of wine and just, you know, be done with it. Or just let's go shopping, let's just, you know, and, you know, guilty of all the above. I'm not saying that I'm perfect and, you know, I've done all these things when things have been tough. But I think what God really wants is for us to actually always be, well, he obviously always wants us to be in communion with him, speaking to him, in relationship with him, whether we're on that mountaintop or whether we are going through something difficult. When you actually look at the opposite of that, when things are really tough, as they always are, because, you know, Jesus said, in this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I've overcome the world. So he made it very clear, there's no, I don't know why there's a sort of, people think that everything should be perfect and easy, particularly as Christians. There's a battle going on, there's a spiritual battle going on, and we're not in, we're living in a fallen world at the moment. It's not perfect. So Jesus told us, like, expect things to be difficult sometimes. So it shouldn't come as a surprise to any of us that, you know, that's the case. But if you look at Romans, one of my favourite books of the Bible, there, you know, it makes you really think about, well, just about the whole comfort thing. Where is it? Here it is. You know, I think it just really makes you think, like, actually, suffering, it's not all that, you know, it can have positive things for us. So Romans 5:3 says, and not only that, but we also rejoice in our afflictions, because we know that affliction produces endurance, endurance produces proven character, or perseverance, I think it says in some versions, and proven character produces hope. So that's what it says, Romans 5. And Romans 8, which is probably my favourite chapter of the whole Bible, actually. I love Romans 8. But it says, Romans 8:18, for I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that is going to be revealed to us. So it's kind of saying, like, this is not all there is. Like, as I mentioned in one of my other videos, you know, this life is like the cover and the title page of a story. So, I mean, I get it. If you know, if people think this is all there is, then of course let's absolutely just try and be comfortable and have fun and, you know, all those things. But if we are looking heavenward, if we are looking for more, if we believe there's more, then, you know, these things that are hard, and as I say, we're going through hard stuff at the moment. You know, my mother-in-law literally has, it could be today that she passes, it could be tomorrow, but it's going to be days, and it's been a really hard year. So that's tough, but you know what it's doing? It's basically throwing us back, you know, into God's arms. We're like, you know, we can't do this on our own. We can't deal with this on our own. We need you. We need your strength. So I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever. It made sense in my head. I don't know if it came out right or not. So I'm basically saying that, you know, yes, comfort in its own right is not a bad thing. This, to me, this is what it comes down to, right? 2 verses, and this I think, sums up the entire thing about just getting it right between the whole comfort and suffering thing. And I think if we apply these two verses, then we don't have a problem here. So Matthew 6:33, again, a very sort of famous verse in Christendom, says, "But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be provided for you. Therefore, don't worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." So true. So, if we are seeking him first, then we don't have to worry like, oh, are we just seeking comfort all the time? Seek him first. And, he's a good father. He's a good father. Like, he loves to give us good things, as I've said in the other verses. But sometimes life can be hard. So we have him at all times. And then the Proverbs 5:3, again, a very well-known verse, is "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and don't rely on your own understanding. In all your ways know him," or acknowledge him, "and he will make your path straight." So it's just about seeking him first. It's seeking him first in everything, even about, decisions we have to make or things we're doing on a daily basis. Like, God, do I need to do this? Am I putting you first? It's all about putting him first. End of story. Put God first and everything else will fall into place. I'm not saying life will be perfect, but I'm saying that he will be with us through the whole thing. So that's it. So I would say just those two verses, Matthew 6:33, Proverbs 3:5, key verses here when it comes to comfort and suffering, and just what's right and how to apply it. And then also just pray, and as I say, ask God to reveal if what you're doing is, if what you're pursuing is of him or not. Read your Bible, verses like that, and just ask God for a desire for more of him. And I think that then protects us from lots of things. The world says kind of the opposite from what we're aiming for. This is all there is. Get as much as you can. Be as comfortable as you can. And we're like, actually, the counter of that is we will seek God first. We will walk with him, walk in his ways, regardless of what's happening around us. But he's still a good father, and he still loves to give us good things and good gifts. So that's my thoughts and my musings on comfort and suffering. I hope it makes some sense, and we'll speak about something else tomorrow. And I'm going to be setting up like a Instagram page for Faithfully Penny and Twitter and things like that. So I just got a personal one now, so I'll be setting that up and I'll be putting a link on for that too. Thanks, guys. Bye. Oh, actually, and look, I haven't managed to do a shorter video, 13 minutes. And if you've made it this far, you deserve a gold star. Okay, thanks. Bye.